The storm came in fast, wild winds snapping tree branches and pounding rain swallowing up the narrow street like a wave crashing on shore. Thomas Hayes gripped the steering wheel of his beat-up sedan tighter, squinting through the windshield. The wipers, old and squeaky, struggled to keep up. He was late. Not that he could afford to be. This wasn't just another gig. It was a one-night opportunity, one shot at a fancy party where someone dropped out last minute and a friend of a friend pulled strings to get him in. One night of pay that might mean groceries for the week. Gas in the car. A few days of breathing room. And maybe, just maybe, a little dignity. Thomas parked in the shadow of a marble fountain, staring up at the sprawling mansion lit up like a Christmas tree. Laughter floated through the air, mixed with jazz music and the clinking of crystal glasses. He pulled his black coat tighter around his shoulders and adjusted the crooked bow tie he'd borrowed from a neighbor. It didn't quite fit. Neither did he. Inside, he was ushered to the kitchen by a frantic party planner named Claire who barely looked at him as she handed him a tray. "You're covering for Marcus. He got the flu. Keep to the left wing. Champagne, small talk, and stay invisible." "Got it," Thomas said with a half-smile, masking the nerves in his gut. He needed this to work. He needed this to not go wrong. The room was opulent, crystal chandeliers, velvet curtains, gold-trimmed everything. Guests in tailored tuxedos and designer gowns drifted from corner to corner, the scent of money thick in the air. Thomas moved quietly through the crowd, offering glasses of champagne, exchanging polite nods, eyes low. That's when he saw her. Standing alone near the grand piano, a woman in a deep green satin dress that shimmered with every step. Her hair cascaded in soft waves, her features elegant yet tired. Sad, almost. She didn't blend in like the others. She didn't try to. Thomas approached, offering a glass. She looked at him, not past him, like everyone else did, but directly at him. There was a flicker of something in her eyes. Recognition. Curiosity. "Thank you," she said softly, taking the glass. "What's your name?" He hesitated. Most of the staff didn't get asked that. "Thomas." "I'm Elise," she replied. Her voice had warmth, but also an edge of weariness, like someone who'd carried the weight of the world for far too long. "You're not like the rest of them," she added, nodding toward the crowd. He chuckled. "You mean I'm not wearing a watch that costs more than my car?" She smiled, genuinely. It lit up her face, peeling away the sadness for just a moment. Then she asked, "What brought you here, Thomas?" It was a simple question. But no one had asked him that in years. Maybe ever. He swallowed. "A friend needed a last-minute replacement. I need the money." There was no shame in his voice. Just truth. Something about her made it safe to say. Elise studied him for a moment longer. "I hope they're paying you enough." He shrugged. "It's never enough. But I've got a little girl at home. She's 8. Smart. Brave. Makes the best macaroni necklaces. That's enough for me." There was a silence between them. Not awkward, just still. Grounded. Then someone called her name from across the room. She gave him one last look. "Take care, Thomas." And just like that, she disappeared into the glittering crowd. The night dragged on. Spilled drinks. Fake smiles. 1,000 hollow toasts to more success and the next billion. Thomas kept his head down, his feet aching, his heart miles away with a little girl fast asleep under thrifted blankets in a small apartment downtown. As he stepped outside for a breath of air near the back terrace, he found her again. Elise was seated alone on a stone bench, heels off, eyes on the stars peeking through the storm clouds. "You're not very good at being a guest," he said gently. She looked up, surprised, then amused. "And you're not very good at staying invisible." He walked over, hesitating before sitting a few feet away. Needed some air. She nodded. Same. There was a pause. Then, in a voice laced with something raw, she asked, "Do you ever get tired of pretending you're okay?" He looked at her, startled. Every day. She exhaled, like someone had just opened a window in a stuffy room. "I was supposed to get engaged tonight," she whispered. "But I called it off last week. No one here knows." "Not yet." "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm not," she replied, more to herself than to him. "He didn't love me. He loved the idea of me. The brand. The Forbes profile." Thomas didn't know what to say. So he didn't say anything. Sometimes silence is the kindest response. She turned to him. "What would you do, if money wasn't a problem?" He laughed. "I'd buy enough Legos to build a city with my daughter. I'd open a small diner, maybe. Serve pancakes. Talk to people who actually care about how your day is going." She smiled again. That same light, it flickered back. Then she reached into her clutch, pulled out a card, and handed it to him. "Come to this address tomorrow. Please." He frowned. "Why?" "Just, come." And before he could say more, a call from the inside pulled her away again. Thomas stared at the card for a long time after his shift ended. It had one word on it, Elise. And an address in the heart of the city's business district. He almost didn't go. He told himself it was probably a mistake. Or a trap. Or a cruel joke by someone slumming it for a night. But he went. Because something in her eyes had told him she meant it. The building was tall. Imposing. The kind you walked past without daring to look up. He showed the security guard the card. Was escorted to the top floor. The office was stunning, glass walls, panoramic views of the city. Modern art. Fresh flowers. And her. She stood behind a sleek desk, dressed in a tailored suit, hair pinned back. "Elise," he said, still unsure. "Thomas," she greeted, her smile familiar now. "I'm sorry I wasn't clear last night. I'm Elise Moreau." The name hit him like a freight train. She wasn't just rich. She was the billionaire. The one on magazine covers. Tech mogul. Philanthropist. One of the youngest self-made success stories in the country. He took a step back. I didn't know." "I know," she said, gently. "That's why I could talk to you." He stood frozen. She continued, "Last night was the first time in a long time someone saw me, not my net worth. Not the headlines. Just, me." He swallowed hard. "I was just doing my job." "No," she said. "You were kind. Honest. Real. And I need someone like that." "For what?" "To help me start something new," she said, eyes gleaming now. "I want to build something different. A foundation. Not just charity. But second chances. For single parents. Veterans. People starting over. People like you. I don't have any experience with that kind of." "I don't need experience," she said. "I need heart. You've got that." He sat down slowly, the room spinning. "Why me?" "Because when no one else looked beyond the tray in your hands, you asked me how I was doing. And you meant it. The months that followed were a whirlwind." Thomas was given a role, a real one. Not just symbolic. His ideas shaped policies. His stories inspired donors. His vision, rooted in survival, resilience, and fatherhood, became the heart of the foundation. And Elise? She changed, too. With each meeting, each outreach visit, each late-night brainstorming over pizza and spreadsheets, something bloomed between them. Something neither dared to name at first. Until one quiet evening, sitting on the steps of a community center they just opened, she leaned her head on his shoulder. "I think I found what I was looking for," she whispered. He turned to her. "What's that?" "A life that feels like home." He didn't speak. He didn't need to. He just took her hand. And for the first time in years, both of them felt whole. Epilogue. Today, the Hayes Moreau Foundation is one of the most respected nonprofit initiatives in the country, offering support to thousands of struggling families every year. But behind the headlines, the grants, and the glamorous galas, the heart of the story is still the same. A struggling dad who showed up for one night. And a billionaire who showed up for the rest of his life. Because sometimes, the most powerful love stories begin in the most unexpected places, not with wealth or status, but with kindness, honesty, and a moment of being seen.